On to their 14th vintage, Phipps Family Cellars has not forgotten its roots, Zinfandel. Andy, I can't believe it's been 5 years. Fantastic to see you again. Thanks for having us.
Cheers. Good to see you. I can't believe it's been 5 years either.
And I think one of the most amazing things in the last 5 years is the growth of the brand. But before we even explore that, I want to get back to where it all started, because you did not grow up in wine country.
Nope.
So you were a Southern California boy?
Yeah, I grew up in Southern California, and I started my venture in wine during a semester abroad in France. And this was way back in 1992, my senior year of college. I was attending UCLA at the time and went to spend my winter quarter over in France, which involved about 2 weeks in Bordeaux. And during those 2 weeks, I started adventuring in some of the chateaus and some of the various wineries and vineyards around the Bordeaux area. And then further exploration led me to southern France and some of the other great regions. And
so did you have any interest in wine prior to selecting France as your destination for?
No, it was, I was going there because I had a friend who was from Paris and another friend who was going to school at the University of Bordeaux.
So I guess if you're going to get bit by the wine bug, there's arguably
not much better
yeah,
places.
Exactly. There's very few places to get bit harder than Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And so you got bit hard and said, wow.
I got bit hard, and it wasn't only just drinking and tasting wine and the process of making wine. A lot of it had to do with the wine country lifestyle, if you will. And what I love about the wine country lifestyle is how you take advantage of each day, and meals become more than a meal. It becomes a social epicenter for your life.
Right.
And so
fast forward, you come
fast
back
forward,
to
came back to California, got a job with Coca-Cola up in Sacramento, and I would do day trips on my days off down to Napa Valley and Sonoma. And on one of these trips, I came to Bordeaux Vineyard in Rutherford, which is a very old and venerable famous winery, BV.
Yes.
And
just
I met
100-year
only 100-plus-year-old winery, right? And in fact, almost 120 years old now. And I was lucky enough to have met one time Dave Hayes, who was the cellar master at the time, and he poked his head into the reception area where I was busy applying for a job I didn't think I would get. And he asked me who I was and what I was doing there. And when I told him, he offered me a job on the spot and said,
wow.
we start our crush in 2 weeks. You want to come down and learn everything from the ground up? So I dropped everything that I was doing, and 2 weeks later I was living in St. Helena in the heart of the Napa Valley and working 7 days a week at BV in Rutherford.
That's incredible, and it's one of those attributes of the wine industry that I still find so compelling, so romantic, and just so remarkable in today's day and age, where people will just grab
There's a passion,
a neophyte, so
right,
to speak, and just
sure.
say, here, come here, you've got a passion for
right.
it, I'll be happy to teach you.
After my years at BV, I figured that Zinfandel was sort of like our heritage grape. Mm-hmm. And I guess the best way to put it is that when the missionaries came through California and they were building their missions, they were planting these vineyards around them so they could make their sacramental wine.
Right.
And because all good priests love to imbibe on the wine.
Absolutely.
And so Zinfandel became very widely planted. So most people in America would agree that Zinfandel is our heritage grape.
Sure.
And so, being from California and Zinfandel being so widely planted, I wanted to start with Zin.
Tell me how you picked some of the fruit sources in vineyard blocks.
So for Zin, we've picked a few really good sources. Some of them have been the Bacigalupi vineyard, the Ramazzotti vineyard, and then one vineyard that we've worked with for a little over 10 years, and that's the Traborce vineyard. And when sourcing fruit, it's always nice to find hillsides, I think, or hilltops, mountain vineyards. And what you get in these hillside or mountain vineyards, you get a little more concentrated fruit. You get something that I believe is going to age better once it's in the bottle.
Okay.
And so the Traborce vineyard sits at about 800 feet above the valley floor, and that is in between Healdsburg and Dry Creek on the eastern hillside overlooking the Dry Creek Valley.
Right.
It's still in the Dry Creek AVA, but the vineyard itself has very volcanic soil, and those vines have to really stress to get down and find water.
And is there anything that you haven't accomplished yet that you're kind of striving for, that you really want to elevate and aspire
Well,
to?
what I like to do is more vineyard designates. I find that as you grow in the wine business and making wine, that as I have, you find that you start trying to really make more elegant wines. So I started out making big, massive, just brute wines. Now I find our wines are starting to become a little more elegant. I want them to be able to age, but I don't need to have that kick right out of the gates. And so in order to do that, what we'll do is a little longer oak aging. We use a little less neutral oak, which means our percentage of new oak has gone down a little bit.
Sure.
And then we also like to bottle age for a long time. So our Zinfandels, we bottle age for 18 to 24 months, cabs up to 24 months, and our Pinot Noirs will bottle age up to 18 months.
Oh, wow. Well, I think the proof is certainly both in the bottle and
Sure.
in the huge acceptance in the industry,
Yeah.
the growth of the brand. So we're thrilled to be featuring it again.
And we're excited to be
congratulations.
back. Thank you,
Excellent.
Martin.
Cheers.
All right.
Great to hang out with Andy again and hear and learn about all the growth he's experiencing. Do yourselves a favor. This growth is because of the quality. Get some of the Phipps family cellars. Thanks so much for all your support.